Hello, so this is intended to be a very quick tutorial, not a full in-depth one, but a very quick tutorial on how to get your puzzle into SudokuPad. So the first thing you're going to need is you're going to need to go to fpuzzles.com. It's f-puzzles.com. I will provide links in the description to every website I mentioned. There's just two of them. fpuzzles is what we're going to be using to input our puzzle. So when you load up fpuzzles.com, just to make sure, we should be in setting mode over here. This should be in normal placement mode, and we should be in given digit mode. All right. So once you make sure you're in those modes that you should be by default if you just go to fpuzzles.com, then you should be able to just click on cells and you can just type digits like 3, 5, 6, 9, whatever your puzzle is. Maybe you're transcribing one from the newspaper, maybe you're trying to make one yourself. Whatever it is, you can just type in your digits like this. Let's pretend that this is a valid puzzle. Don't try to solve it. I just randomly place digits here for demonstrative purposes. So now you say, okay, I'm good. You've double checked. All of your givens are in the right place. One thing you can do if you know that this is going to be a unique classic Sudoku, so you can open up this little solve panel over here. The little arrows, you click on those. Here, let me circle that for you. You click on this guy here, and then when you do, that opens up this panel here, and you can just hit this little check button right here. And for me, it will probably say there is more than one solution. Just give it a second to compute. It says right here, this puzzle has multiple solutions. All right, so that means I did something wrong. And I know I did something wrong because I just invented this fake puzzle. But if your puzzle is a real puzzle that you've grabbed from a newspaper or something like that, it should say this puzzle has a unique solution or something along those lines. And then you know you are safe. You have inputted it correctly, or at least what you've inputted is a valid Sudoku. I don't know if it can exactly tell you that you did it correctly, but at least you have a valid Sudoku on your hands. All right, so the last thing that you want to do, just for posterity here, you can click on this little edit button. This is optional, but I do recommend doing it. You can click on the little pencil there, and that pencil will allow you to give a custom title, my cool puzzle, and you can give it an author, say ranks, and then you can put in the rules. I like to just say normal Sudoku rules apply if I'm doing a classic Sudoku like this. Make sure you hit confirm. If I make changes and then I click out of the dialog anywhere else, it will cancel your changes. Ooh, let's fix puzzle here. Puzza. All right. So now that I've done that, it's very, once you know these websites, it's very simple to get into SudokuPad. First thing you're going to do, you're going to click on this export button here. So let's go ahead and do that. Export. And then you are going to click on the open with link button. That's the important button. Open with link. All right. So we're going to click on that. That is going to open a new tab for you. And it's going to look just like your puzzle, but you will be in solving mode. You can, of course, if you want, switch it back to setting mode. But the important bit here is that your URL up top will be fpuzzles.com/?load equals, and then a bunch of letters and numbers. That bunch of letters and numbers is the encoding of your puzzle. If you're curious on the technical aspects, it is actually a base 64 encoded compressed version of the JSON data of your puzzle. So it uses LZ string compression, if you're curious. That's a JavaScript library. Anyway, so what you want to do is you want to just grab this URL. You can just copy it to your clipboard. I just hit Control-C. I clicked in, Control-C. My browser automatically copied the whole thing. And then you're going to go to this second website. It is called SudokuPad Penpa Plus Puzzle Importer. This is created by Mark Techfin. I am not Mark Techfin, but Mark was kind enough to create this very easy way to do this. And what you're going to do is you're going to paste in this URL. And because this URL contains the full puzzle data of what we just set, that is enough information so that we can open in SudokuPad.app. It remembers your settings here. And our action can be open in a new tab. And we, of course, have our puzzle pasted into this box here. So once we've done all that, we just click on this convert URL button right there. Click on that. That's going to open another new tab. And here we go. We have our puzzle in SudokuPad. Now, if all you want to do is solve it in SudokuPad personally, you don't care about sharing with others, you can stop here, go ahead and solve it. But if you are interested in sharing this with others, there's a few ways you can do that. First of all, you will notice that this URL up here seems pretty similar to the fpuzzles one. It's sudokupad.app/fpuzzles, and then it's the same junk that was at the top of the fpuzzles URL. So that's really, it's just SudokuPad knows how to understand the fpuzzles junk, and it will interpret it that for you. And so, but if you want to share this with others, you could, of course, copy this entire URL and just share it. That's not a problem. It's going to be a big, ugly URL, but you can do so. Another option is you can go to something like tinyURL, paste in the big URL there and get a short one out of that. Or there is a new feature in SudokuPad if you go into settings here. So what I did is I clicked on this settings cog here right above the 1. And when you click on that settings pod, you get cog, you get this whole dialog here. You are going to open up the import export little filter here, and then you're going to click on the create short URL button down there. All right, so once we do that, we'll get another dialog just to make sure we want to do it. We click on create short URL. That gives us this URL here. You can copy it to clipboard. You can open it in a new tab. Notice when we open the new tab, it's our same puzzle, but at the top now we have this super short URL, and that can be shared with anybody you'd like. And that's it. Those are, that's how you get your puzzle into SudokuPad, and also how you can share it in a nice, clean way. And yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment below. This was not necessarily a tutorial on how to use fpuzzles beyond the basics. fpuzzles goes pretty deep, especially once you start getting into custom user scripts that expand its functionality. But this is not the video for that. But do let me know if you're interested in more videos like this. I can go deeper into fpuzzles. I can also cover Penpa Plus, which is another way you can get data into SudokuPad if you want to do more cosmetic things. And so yeah, that's it. Happy solving, and I'll see you in the next video.